With the looming threat of U.S. President Donald Trump's tariffs, a Buy Canadian movement has picked up across the country. You may have noticed it when you go into grocery stores or supply shops, a tag that tells you if the product you're about to pick up is made in Canada.
This bullying, we're a tenth of the size of that country, 300 million or 400 million people in the States and about 40 million in Canada, but we picked no fight. But it just keeps coming to us.
As Canadians, I think we all have to support Canada with Team Canada, and right now that means avoiding American-made products.
It's kind of crazy. You don't hear of things like Walmart closing.
There was a time when driving across the US-Canada border wasn't a question of strategy. It was a weekend tradition. A casual Saturday trip to Buffalo, a quick run through Walmart, maybe grab lunch at a fast food spot, and load the trunk with deals. Weekend after weekend, it was the same. Familiar, comfortable, and for American businesses, highly profitable. For years, retailers across border towns counted on this rhythm. For years, Canadians showed up. But now that rhythm is fading. Donald Trump's renewed threats of sweeping tariffs on everything from aluminum to agriculture have cast a long shadow. And while there's no formal boycott, no online campaign or street protest, something quiet and powerful is happening across Canada. In grocery stores, in shopping aisles, and inside family homes, more Canadians are making a simple, silent choice. Buy Canadian. At first, it was barely noticeable. A whisper. Then came the labels, small but proud, tagged to bottles of ketchup, snack packs, and shampoo. Made in Canada. Then, slowly but steadily, border traffic began to dwindle. Parking lots that once overflowed with Ontario plates are now half full. Walmart supercenters in places like Buffalo are shutting their doors by 8 p.m. The Target in Blaine, Washington? It cut a full part-time shift. Cross-border traffic hasn't just slowed, it's disappearing. And make no mistake, this isn't a protest, it's a transformation. YouTube doesn't exactly love videos that call this stuff out. But if you believe the truth still matters, go ahead and like this video and hit subscribe. It helps beat the algorithm and keeps us going. We truly appreciate it. Now back to the story. The US just signed a tariff deal with the UK. Trump has slapped a 20% tariff on Vietnamese imports. India-US trade in limbo. The Trump administration is going all in. Tariffs are officially kicking in on August 1st, but the deals and threats are already in motion. For Canada, this means economic uncertainty with its biggest trading partner. "I've got a tariff concept," Trump recently said. Mark has a different concept. We'll see what happens. Mark Carney, Canada's lead on this file, was given a tight 30-day window to negotiate at the G7 summit. Extended once, but now under renewed pressure as Trump floats a 35% tariff threat. Behind closed doors, talks continue. But optimism is wearing thin. Anyone thinking things will return to normal hasn't been paying attention. The era of smooth trade, what we had from the 90s through 2017, is over. This is managed trade now. Trump said it himself. We're going to stop all negotiations with Canada until they straighten out their act. This isn't just tough talk. It's reshaping the economic DNA of entire regions, places like Erie County in New York and Whatcom County in Washington. The stats are stunning. In the first 2 months of 2025 alone, over 65,000 Canadian vehicles vanished from US-bound highways. Tolls collected at the Peace and Rainbow Bridges dropped to their lowest in years. Erie County's sales tax revenue down $4.9 million by mid-February. At this pace, they could be staring at a $41 million shortfall by year's end. That's not a blip. That's a crisis. Roads won't get paved, libraries won't be funded, and no one can point fingers because Canadians aren't protesting. They're just not coming. The ripple is massive. Gas stations once fueled by weekend crossers now sit empty. Motels offering cross-border discounts report occupancy rates as low as 38%. Gift shops along I-90 have laid off night staff. Even the big box giants are feeling the heat. Walmart Canada, once stuck on defense, is now attacking the market. Nationwide campaigns promise savings of over $450 a year per family. Grocery chains like Loblaws and Sobeys have frozen prices and launched aggressive loyalty programs. And it's working. According to Dunnhumby, 71% of Canadians plan to cut US purchases this year. 1 in 4 say they're done with cross-border shopping for good. Angus Reid's polling shows 78% now actively choose Canadian-made goods, and nearly 60% avoid anything labelled Made in USA. This shift isn't anecdotal anymore. It's national, and it goes far beyond food. Tech and health retail are sliding. Apple products now come with Canadian retaliatory tariffs, scaring off electronics shoppers. Best Buy near Niagara has shortened service hours. Amazon Canada reports a domestic shopping boom, with same-day deliveries doubling in Ontario and Quebec. Even Costco and Sam's Club are hurting. Swipe card data shows Canadian membership renewals down nearly 12% at 5 major border outlets. Executives are discussing cutbacks. For many, the profit math just doesn't work anymore. And fast food, it's next. MPD Group data shows US chains like McDonald's, Wendy's and Burger King lost $350 million in Q1, mostly in border towns. Meanwhile, Canadian chains like Mary Brown's and Freshie are gaining traction. No duty, no exchange rates, no customs, just lunch. Luxury retail isn't immune either. Trendex reports Canadian fashion labels now beating Saks Fifth Avenue in sales per square foot. Gucci Niagara says weekend traffic is down 60%. Staff are now placed on rotating week-long furloughs just to avoid permanent layoffs. But beyond the sales data, there's something more subtle happening. There's a shift in how Canadians feel. In dozens of interviews with CBC and regional outlets, Canadians expressed a shared sentiment. They feel sidelined by a neighbour they once trusted. One shopper from Ontario put it simply, "We didn't pick this fight, but we're paying for one." And that feeling is showing up in policy. Cities like Windsor and London are prioritising local suppliers in public contracts. Chambers of Commerce are urging small businesses to stock Canadian goods. Some provinces are even floating tax incentives to encourage domestic sourcing. In Alberta and Saskatchewan, farmers are branding their crops not just as local, but patriotic. At a recent agriculture fair in Regina, one booth displayed a sign, "Buy Canadian. Feed our future." It's a message that's hitting home in a country watching its neighbour weaponize economic pressure. And back in the US, just the cost is piling up. Tourism boards in Erie County say Canadian group bookings have dropped by 30%. Buffalo's airport reports flights originating in Canada are down 22% year over year. Even hockey is feeling it. NHL games in Buffalo are seeing fewer Canadian fans and lower merch sales. The economic ecosystem built on Canadian shoppers is cracking. Gas, groceries, hotels, electronics, apparel, travel, it's all under stress. Local leaders are finally admitting what they never imagined. The old normal may never return. As US companies sit and wait, Canadian retailers are accelerating. Innovation is rising, loyalty programs are expanding, and most importantly, Canadian shoppers are staying. In the end, the very tariffs designed to protect American industries may have driven away one of their most loyal customer bases. For good. No headlines, no reversals. Just a slow strategic shift in where Canadians spend their dollars. And the cracks in fast food and retail, they might just be the beginning. What happens if Canadians start skipping US car dealers, or stop crossing for healthcare, insurance, or even college? Because once loyalty breaks, it rarely comes back overnight. Let us know what you think in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to Autone and hit that bell icon so you never miss our latest reports on global economics, politics, and more.